lately.
It says scheduled. Now we're live.
Yeah, there we go.
We're on. We're on.
Live and in living color.
Living color.
You can do what you wanna do.
Who remembers Fire Marshal Bill?
Oh yeah.
Let me show you something.
Yeah. If Lola and I end up dropping signal, it's because the storms are here. It's been lightning, but it's actually just the rain isn't that bad. I say that now, famous last words, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some thunder.
There we go. We've had some rolling thunder here.
Yeah.
The thunder rolls. The lightning strikes.
Oh, it's
I like that song.
do you?
Yeah.
North
You like that
rules.
Randy's a Foley expert.
Yeah. Hello, everyone out there. Nice to see you this lovely Tuesday evening here, 9/7/2021. We've got comics to talk about. We've got comic news. We've got Max DeVille. We've got a couple other people popping in too.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. You see their comics listed in the description of the video. There's one now.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey,
How's it going?
how's it going?
Good.
Doing good, man.
Thank you for having me.
Nah, no
Rob
problem.
Death.
Thanks for coming on.
Rob Death. I like it.
So I'm gonna hit the intro, and we'll come back and do our intro. So we'll tell everyone who we are, and then we will. We got questions tonight, and we'll go to the questions, and you know how this show goes. We'll go off the rails after that.
We always have questions. Then we go off the rails.
Completely off the rails. Completely.
Welcome to the
All
buffoonery.
That's right. Welcome. Here we go. Here's the intro. See you guys on the other side of it.
Run it.
I think.
You want me to get it?
No, I have it.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I got it right here. It's right at the top. Video clips.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You want me to hit it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Somebody.
The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my God, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares. For real. The program is rated TV MA NSFW OMFG GAF TTV BYGAS. Why are you still here? Seriously, don't watch this. We can't warn you strongly enough. Do you need a doctor of some kind? What is the matter with you?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, ass boy.
Supposed to read sup ass boys.
Welcome to Indie Vote Livewire. I am the founder of Indie Vote Media LLC, Varian Grant. I've been making comics since 2008. I'm a comic book artist, publisher, creator, just all that good stuff. Distributor now too. Wow, yeah. I'm a father, a geek, a husband, a reluctant taxpayer. Not necessarily in that order. Also you see my many titles: Dr. Lord, Reverend Varian Grant Esquire, and I'm changing that to Laud. LAWD.
Can you be Esquire and be married? I thought that was I thought that meant you were single.
No, that's a legal term.
That's escort.
Yeah. That's escargot. No. As Esquire, I found out that it has no legal bearing. Like some lawyers find it pretentious, and it's like, really, some lawyers find that pretentious. So it doesn't have it. It came from the word squire, which was next in line to be knighted, and I am looking for a cheap way to be knighted. I don't want to say sirred because sirred sounds weird. I want to be sir. Like,
You want to be sired?
yeah.
There's got to be a
There
way
you go.
to buy it on the internet.
Yeah. Why does the queen have standards? I want to be knighted. Maybe I can get Russ to knight me.
If you ask Indie Princess nice enough, I'm sure she'll crown you.
Yeah. She has a crown. She's not wearing a crown tonight. But yeah, I am joined as always by the beautiful Indie Princess. Hello, ma'am. How are you tonight?
I have a headache. That's why I'm not wearing my crown. I'm okay. Busy as always. Yeah, schoolwork, radio station, publishing, all the good stuff.
Poaching.
Poaching.
What?
Maybe a little bit of that. No one needs to know though. And yeah, I'm
Gotta
the
get the artists from somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm the EIC at indievolt.com. So I do a lot of stuff. So that's why I have a headache. Oh, and the kids started school today, so that was a headache in itself. Got a middle schooler on our hands now.
Say first day of middle school. I
Yep.
saw that. Was it home learning? Because they're just sitting in front of a computer, so I didn't know.
His school has an online virtual academy. We chose to do that this year again, just with everything going on.
Yeah.
Not sending them back to school with the cesspool of germs, and he brings it back home.
I want to keep him home anyway because I want to keep him with stupid people.
I sent mine out into the dirty world. Like go get sick.
And Randy, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I'm a longtime alternative and independent comics creator, publisher, editor, everything-er. Done everything in the direct market that you can imagine. Retailed for over 10 years and did my own comics newspaper for over 10 years. And now I'm here doing Arrow Comics yet again, doing products for the retailers. Available exclusively through Liberty Entertainment Distributors, ledg.us. Check us out over at Arrow Comics 4.0. So, and take a look at the fine products that we have available there.
Mr. Hodson.
Yes, how's it going, everyone? Good to be back here again. My name is Eric Hodson. I'm at Dreaded Dinosaur, creator of Dreaded Dinosaur Man, who's on Webtoon and Tampus, and going to be on the side of a building by the end of this month. Creator of Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger, which you can get a couple of issues. I think there's 2 or 3 left on the shelf at Pro Wrestling Tees, so you can check it out over there. And yeah, let's get to those questions. But first, our special guests that are here.
Hey, I'm Max DeVille. I am writer and creator for Mary Machine Gun, and I am publisher of Atrocity Press Comics, which you can go to atrocitypress.com and see all our wonderful things.
Good old Mary Machine Gun. Can't get enough of that.
And
There's werewolves in it.
Yeah. But see, the idea is that's where werewolves die. They should be killed.
Mark in the house. Mark Hodges, hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah. And
Jason wants everybody to know he's currently inking Elvira.
Yeah,
lots of circles. Wrath of Khan, pages for Dynamite. Yippee. Good assignment. Fun to have.
Raging. Hello, good evening. Raging ABC.
Good evening, Indie Volt. Good evening, Raging. How are you?
And
Rob, introduce yourself.
hello, hi, thank you for having me. I'm the writer and creator of Tales from the Classroom, which is this indie series that's available on Indiegogo. We have the second comic book out now, and hopefully I can talk to you about it here on this show.
Oh yeah, we'll cover that. Believe me.
Yeah. Randy, first thing we gotta do is get into the questions. They are 2 of them. We got 2 of them that I pulled that are
diving headlong.
Yeah, and 2 of them, man. They're
Rob, have you ever seen the show before?
This is like my second time watching it, actually.
Okay. Keep in mind we have a radio audience, so folks that listen to us on the internet radio, who we deeply appreciate, we usually get real high numbers. So when we ask you to describe something, just keep in mind not all of the audience is visual.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got a question. Do we want the question from the statement actually from Good Pipe or Freaky Zeke?
We leave it
Man.
in your capable hands. Pops is in the house.
Such
Fuck.
choices.
Flip
Let's
a
get
coin.
freaky.
Freaky Zeke, huh? All right.
The indie princess wants to get freaky.
She wants Freaky Zeke. All right, here we go. Randy, go ahead and read it.
Freaky Zeke. I started a vanity press in 2019, and it was a big failure. The two guys I partnered with would never come to cons, even after promising. After I paid for the tables. They were very talented artists, too. How do you pick a good team in this business? I keep hearing horror stories. Freaky Zeke.
Sorry, Zeke.
That sucks.
Yeah. You know, well, do I want to say this? Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and say it. Zeke, look, this industry is full of people who some of them want to just ride a coattail as far as they can. I knew a young lady who was she worked for a large convention company, and she had a 3-year plan to bag her an A-list celebrity. She didn't care about the convention, even though she worked for it. Her plan was she had a 3-year plan to basically sleep her way up to an A-list celebrity, which, didn't work. But, damn it, she tried.
Hey, she had a plan.
Yeah.
She had a plan.
Yeah.
A 3-year plan too. Like she put some real thought into
Some
that.
dedication to losing.
You got a fucking business plan all written up and everything about how graphs and charts.
Yeah. Probably did.
And in year 2, I'll take Rob Lowe. Never mind. Anyway, so
she went for the A and ended up missing.
Yeah. It's like especially when you say A-list celeb. Like when I think A-list celeb, I think Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr. What's his name? Charlie Hunnam.
All your
Guys
Marvel,
like that.
all your Marvel marks.
Well, no, I know Charlie Hunnam's not a Marvel mark, but I'm like,
Norman Reedus, you could use him. He's worth some money.
But when you start going, so you gotta start on the bottom. Like, who are you? The bottom? I mean, because the bottom is like.
You gotta get in at the ground floor.
the bottom is like, I don't like
the bottom is the Walking Dead zombies who were in like one episode, and they got their little photo, their little screen cap there, and they're at a hotel convention all by themselves.
Yeah.
Here's me and Lou Temple.
See, if I was in this situation, I would be like trying to go for the ones who were the used to be's,
Yeah.
They got nothing else going on.
Yeah, but
I go to horror conventions to see the old horror scream queens, so I'm going for a different reason.
Horror.
Well, see, when you look at like trying to find partners, like I remember I asked, I was told once I was unprofessional by a person who was proven to me week after week that they are very unprofessional. And so
3 names come to mind.
It's like, you're unprofessional, Marion. Yeah, and it's like every week now I'm like, no, person, you are unprofessional. You haven't even tried to contact me. But yeah, I mean, look, finding help. I mean, you gotta remember, a lot of people want to be in this business, but they don't want to do what it takes to be in it. And that's a lot of trips on the road. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of time away from family.
I mean, just in general, artists are terrible business people.
Yeah.
I've been in the educational realm for quite a number of years. I went to 2 colleges, and it's a shame that at art school, because everybody thinks they need to go to art school, which you don't, but they don't have business classes at most art schools. Like I can't think of one off the top of my head of any of the big schools that also teach business. When you are working as an artist, you're a small business.
Right.
There's an entire catalog of stuff that you need to know. And most people, like you were saying, they want the easy hit. They want to they think that they're going to make some, crappy looking Banksy knockoff crap and go hit it big. And that's not the way things work. So, I mean, number one, not even just business basics, but marketing. You got to be able to sell yourself. And to answer the question poignantly here, how do you find a team in this business? That's probably one of the good things about social media is it's fairly easy to vet people now if you just put in a few hours in front of the computer Googling people's names and their aliases, and you can generally get an idea if this person's a flake. Also, look at their track record. Now, I know there's a lot of hungry fish out there who want their break into comics. They don't have any original ideas. But they'll draw whatever you write them. Look at their catalog of previous work and try to hire people who have successfully done it a couple of times.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, social media has made it a little bit easier, but there are still flakes out there. I'm not sure how you found these two guys you partner with, but look, some of the very people that I, with my first company that I brought in are no longer drawing comics. And they thought, oh well, especially when I failed, my first company failed. People were like, oh well, Varian sucks. I can do it better than him. And they went out there and they failed too, and now they're, screw comics. There's no money there.
You also have had artists working for you that want to do conventions. They really want to do conventions.
Yeah.
But their significant other has other plans.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You can't go to that con. You're staying home with me. And
or the young cosplayer you hired who didn't realize what she was getting into, apparently.
No, yeah, and try to, and leave. It's like
Sounds familiar to me.
Yeah. I gotta go. I bought a new puppy yesterday. So you bought a puppy on my time? Wow. Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But but the thing is, the beautiful thing about court is that they had to stand in front of it. They had to stand in front of a judge and tell the judge what they did, and the judge gets to look at them and say, "You did what?"
The judge will look at her and say, "Why'd you bring that dog in here?"
Yeah, exactly. Well, I hate suing people, but I learned I have to. I hate doing it, but I learned that I have to because, when stuff like this happens, I hope this guy, Freaky Zeke, I hope you aren't out of too much money. And I'm glad to hear that you're paying for the tables and you're doing the cons. Keep doing it. You will find people who are serious and who want to be a part of what you're building.
It's all trial and error, Freaky. You've had 2 bad strikes, and I'm very sorry to hear that. But next time, a little more caution, a little bit more vetting, like what Eric said. Yeah. And make sure before you get into business with them that they know what the job is entailing.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you meet artists at Artist Alley at conventions, then they'll go to conventions.
There you go.
Yeah. I had an artist that a creator that I worked with, and I don't mean to sound mean when I say this, but you cannot base your whole company off of a 10-second conversation with Stan Lee, who's sitting in a chair for a photo op. Hey Stan, how do you make a good comic? Hire a hell of an artist, kiddo. Stan Lee gave me the keys to the kingdom. No, he didn't. He wanted you out of his damn face.
For Stan, maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
hire someone that could do it all, and you can take the credit, kid.
All you need's a legal pad, son. Excelsior.
And the thing was, I remember him telling me, I said, "Hey, look, we got to go to a con." Oh man, I don't want to go to the con. I don't have anything new this year. And I was like, well, yeah, but you've never been to this con, so everything is going to be new. Your book has never been out the state of freaking Michigan, so everything is going to be new. No, you just don't want to go because your lady doesn't want you to go because she can't stand the thought of you being gone for 3 to 4 days, and that's why you're not going to, make it. And it just goes through, all these different careers. You have to kind of go out there and put some type of sacrifice out there. You have to sacrifice time. You have to sacrifice, Eric will tell you, there's times we've been on the road weekend after weekend.
5 weeks in a row. I'm home for 2 days.
Yeah.
And let me backtrack on my personal timeline a little bit. There was a time when I wasn't making money doing this stuff. I was doing cons and losing money, and being irresponsible. When I'd make $300, I'd go buy some toy that I wanted for some stupid reason, and just kind of flow through it. When I started, but back then, I did not have the support system in my life that I do now. But once the money started coming in, the support system started coming in. And now I've got a great partner who I can go send to a show and I don't have to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, treat it as a business. It's not a hobby. It's not something fun to do in your spare time. It's a business.
Rob, do you want to say something about this?
Well, it's more of this whole thing has been a learning experience for me because I'm very new to the game. Perhaps I'm at fault for not treating it quite so much as a business as I should. And my only revenue stream has been via Indiegogo. I've never actually been physically to a convention, so that's something I want to start doing with this second book, and for promotional reasons, if nothing else. But unfortunately, I'm limited because I live in Portugal. I'm from Portugal.
Oh wow!
And there's not very many conventions over here in this country. Apart from one or two staple conventions, the rest are too small to even factor in.
I used to make more sales at smaller conventions than I did at bigger conventions.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because
I'm assuming
you're not competing with Marvel.
Yeah, some of the bigger ones are very catered towards Marvel and the flagship properties, I'm assuming. But yeah, you're right. That actually makes sense.
I know that for me, I have the loudest table. And by loud, I mean the most obnoxious table that I can possibly build with Last Call Comics.
Your table looks like a Hot Topic that's closing. The flea market had a baby and it threw up.
Yeah, but it gets people to come over there, and they're over there. They're buying prints. They're having a good time. I've got two 15-inch tablets playing, videos of on a loop of what we're doing, and it works. But it works for electricity. If I don't have electricity, I'm like, oh, I got to scale down. We have a lot of fun though. We have a lot of fun at the table.
Ain't cheap either.
Yeah. Electricity is not cheap.
You want electric drop? That's $250.
Travel batteries. I got two. I tell you what, this is a free tip. They're on Amazon. The company's called Omar. They make batteries that have 3-prong plugs in them. They're lithium-ion rechargeable. You can charge it in about 4 or 5 hours while you're asleep at the hotel. I run lights off these for 8 hours during a show. Yep. And they'll last all day, charge at night, try and run it all the next day.
There's a little generator, if you want to put a little bit of money in, there's a little generator called a Yeti. It's a small generator. You could run pretty much the same thing. You could run your lights off of that for about maybe 9-10 hours off of that, but it's a little more expensive. You're going to have to probably drop about $400, $500 for it. And it's heavy. So taking that back and forth to cons could get a little strenuous, but I mean, if you got a rolling cart or something.
I remember when I did cons, most of the time it was with the store. I was doing the stores thing and moving all the shit back and forth was the biggest pain.
Dave the Supreme says, "Hey everyone, Doris. Hey Doris." She says, "Hell, Doris." I got an affinity for the name Doris. That's my grandmother's name. Omar. Omar is the name of the battery, and then that's what Joe asked. There's it's a funny story about that. My mother's name is Dorothy. My grandmother's name is Doris. When my grandmother passed away, they had this big, huge banner above her above her casket, and they didn't write Doris; they wrote Dorothy. So my mother walked in and saw a banner that says "Rest in peace, Dorothy," and she was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Her name isn't Dorothy." It freaked my mother out. It's great. It's great to see my mother freaked out that way. Next question, and this is from our friend Good Pipe.
Good pipe.
Here we go. And he's quite upset. He's quite upset.
Is that good or good pipe? Goody pipe 101. Exactly when did we let these novice and non-talented editors see convention groupies start having an opinion of the business? You are an editor fuckstain. Edit the book as best you can with your 11th grade education and shut the fuck up while the actual talent does the actual work. Didn't get paid? That's your fault. Mad because you can't get some exposure off the book? Movie editors don't either. It's a thankless job. Fuck 100% off. Apparently somebody pissed him 100% off.
How does he really feel?
Okay, I don't like the profanity, but that's a T-shirt. That's a really old T-shirt right there. Seriously, that needs to be on the store tomorrow.
Fuck 100% off. Yeah, we'll do it.
F 100% off.
Yeah.
Convention groupies.
Yeah. That reads like a Tupac song.
Do they have convention groupies?
Streets like a
I know.
Tupac song.
I know that
Wow.
like cosplayers have groupies.
That's convention groupies. That's convention groupies.
I'm just reading them as I see them, Doris. I don't get mad very often. I think has seen it once or twice.
Yeah, it was great. He turned red.
Yeah, my face turns completely red, and I use the term fuckwit a lot.
I listen. Editors are important. You may have Good Pipe. I think you ran into some bad editors, and there are bad editors out there. There are people who don't know what editing is, so they're like, "Oh, well, okay, I can't draw, I can't write, but I can proofread a book," and they think that's editing, and that's not editing. And I mean, the problem is there are people who are working for Marvel that can't edit either. Ding.
And then they went to IDW and created Artful.
No,
yeah.
They end up working for Scout or Valiant.
Yeah.
Or IDW. Yeah.
It's like
those other 8 groups. Anyway.
Why is she editing? Anyway, it's like, but I get it. I get what he's upset about, but the 11th grade education, that's not true. Most of them dropped out their freshman year of college. And also,
we don't know. We're going to have to take a poll and see that. Are you a non-talented editor fuckstain? Then we have a questionnaire for you.
Please answer our survey.
Do you guys have? I mean, like, are editors that bad? Like, because I know some good editors. I
think I used to not rate editors all that highly, but then you see the difference between, say, 1980s Marvel and a current day Marvel, and you realize how important editors really are.
Oh, don't confuse editorship for raw, genuine talent.
That as well.
Because you had back during the 70s and 80s, you had some incredibly talented people there of every type available. So that
absolutely, but they also ran a tighter ship, and they didn't let the artists get too loose with the properties. You know what I mean?
Very true.
With the properties, which they have as of late.
Dura says I had 2 people try to edit my book's title, not knowing I know my French. Yeah.
Okay, that's a story we need to hear.
Yeah,
probably. That probably is a story.
Yes.
Send Doris a link so she can tell that story.
Yeah. I like
Doris, you're welcome to come on here and tell your story. We'd love to have you on.
I'd like to hear that, because that's I want to hear what happened. You don't have to say the editor's name, but you can
you can tell by her title that she cares about comics. Doris Jones, Labors of Love. There we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm sending her a link right now.
Come on in.
Yeah. I want to know what they said. Eric, you don't use editors for Dinosaur Man.
No, my wife is a grammar soldier, grammar stormtrooper, so I can definitely get the grammar stuff, but that's her strong point. So I'll throw stuff at her that way. Me, it's like I have that condition where you look at a word or what you've been doing for 10 or 12 hours, you start to not see things that are errors.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to have as many people look at it as possible.
I think everybody has that works on books on it, especially on a deadline.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have is like I'll end up skipping over it, and I was an editor for many years.
I sent to your Facebook, Doris, to Facebook Messenger.
You have to have the freshest eyes possible, and not everybody's cut out to be an editor. I mean, there's a lot of people who are great writers. They're terrible editors.
Apparently, some of them haven't even gotten past the 11th grade.
I think it's like producer in movies. It's the job you don't have to be very good at to get somehow, and it's the one that you go for because that's your easiest credential to move somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Well, so you just fail upward.
Yeah.
Well, usually the producers are the ones throwing the money out there. So
executive producer, that's what you want to be. Exactly. No one expects you to put any money out there. No one expects you to have any discernible talent, and you're just there to say, "Hi, yeah, I'm here. I did a thing on this book.
I did a thing on this thing. Yeah.
It's I remember someone saying, I think it was it James O'Barr said he felt like when he put his property in New York, everyone came by like it was a hydrant just to piss on it, and they had to just come and lift their leg and just there we go. My turn. I let friends edit my book. I let people tell me, hey, this doesn't sound right. I know, Mike Oden sent me a copy of his book. I looked through it. He and I went back and forth on it. It was pretty much locked in when he sent it to me. But that's how we kind of work around having to hire editors, because some people think that there's a Stan Lee method of editing too, and Stan didn't create it. It's let me see your book, give me $1,000, I'll say I edited it, and great there. And give me the finished book. Like it's too late to edit it at that point. You're looking at this on this PDF, and you're looking at their print file.
Stan's not a good example of this, because Stan, again, like I said earlier, was surrounded by super professional people, and Stan had the sense to gather around the best visualists that he could get his hands on that were willing to work at Marvel to do what they did. So he would send somebody on their way or talk to him over the phone. What do you want to draw this month, Jack? Go ahead, do it. And these artists were so good at their job, they knew exactly what beats to hit on what page in order to do a 20 or 22 page story.
Mm-hmm.
And all Stan really did as far as editing goes is refine the script, which most of them put in the notes, and write it down on a legal pad and send it off to a letterer to get done. But
there's
Doris now. Hello.
Yeah.
I got the thing. I had to move it to primary. I had to send it to my computer because I'm on the computer, but it was on the phone. Anyway, it's a good sign that there was so much security between a married man sending me a text. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Clearly, he and I are not connected messaging before today. So
we want to hear about the editor who tried to correct the two editors who tried to correct your French.
One, they weren't my editor because I haven't used an editor. I've been in my industry for 32 years. I've written more policy and procedure manuals than most people have ever looked at. And so my ego wants to tell me I can edit my work. And I know this, and so far I've done that. But my next book is going to be edited. It's a whole different story. Because partly because of following you guys, some of you guys that talk. And my next book is a narrative poetry novel, so it's like 100+ pages. I'm gonna need someone else to put their eyes on it. But La Première Tome is the French words for the first volume.
Okay.
And someone was like, it's supposed to be this. And then I'm like, no. Maybe if we said volume 1, it would be something different or whatever. But their heart was in the right place. It was. And then another person wanted to put an E on the end of the word premiere. And I'm like, no, this is French, sweets. It's not English. So it was unsolicited opinions and advice from friends. And it wasn't like in the spirit of what you guys were. I get where you're coming from though, man. I get where you're coming from.
I would like to think that if, like, I've been told before I spelled color wrong. And I'm like, I spelled color wrong. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't put a U in there. And I'm like, there's no U in color. But
in other countries, they still use the U.
Oh no, it's okay. I get bothered when I see people spell realize with an S. Like, there's supposed to be a Z there, but I'm weird. I'm weird. I learned Ebonics, so
I prefer to spell gray with an E.
Yeah, and gray actually is correct either way. And what's funny is that the English language is it's so watered down compared to what it used to be. It's in my storage unit, but I need to go get it, and I'm probably going to go get it before I do more work on my book I'm on now. But I have a dictionary from the 1800s. And I will trust that dictionary before I trust a human being or Google.
Yeah.
Okay, that dictionary existed before anything was watered down, and all the different ways of things have been watered down. They put the definitions of what they want in a dictionary without, like, I'm gonna not say it on your show, but the C word has a really, really horrible connotation and derogatory belief or a spirit about it, right? The C word. But it has a divine history that goes back to the worlds of ancients long before it was what it is today, and it meant something divine. And there are a lot of people who have no clue. They don't know that. They've never even bothered to look it up. So when you talk about words, I'm like, wordsmith here. I love it.
I've looked it up, but perhaps not in that context.
The context that most of us think of it as is negative because society wanted you to think that.
Right.
Yeah. I remember Luke told me, Luke Stone, who our thoughts are with right now as he recovers.
Yes.
He told me, he says, Varian, I noticed something about you. When you get mad, you use big words. And he said it's the opposite of what normally happens when people, they get mad, they use like the base words. You get mad and you get very eloquent. I'm like, yeah, I should stop
I
that.
don't know this, but I bet you're also probably someone who doesn't go to name calling slang. I can almost always tell someone's ignorance and lack of intelligence when they resort to profanity and name calling.
Oh yeah.
If you have to use those two things to have a discussion with me, now I'm out. I'm out.
I have to be very mad, but there are times where the wife laughs at me because I'll use words. It's like, is that an insult? I'm like, yes, it is. It's an old insult. It came from an old movie. Like,
my ex-boyfriend was in trouble if I said the word clearly.
I called the
clearly, and then whatever was coming next was
Indigo Radio sent a question in for us, and this is from Dallas.
Before we jump questions over, I just want to tell Good Pipe that don't spend money on an editor you don't have faith in.
Yeah.
Go out there and read samples of the stuff that this person has edited and make sure you have the confidence in them, because obviously your eyes have been opened in some direction that your opinion of an editor is incredibly, incredibly low. They can be very handy. and useful at times, but you have to find the right ones. So go out there and read the stuff that this person has edited. And if it's read by somebody who doesn't quite have an 11th grade education, or that you see all the misspellings and you realize that it's idiotic, don't use that editor.
You know
Find
what I love
somebody
about
you trust and love.
And what I love about what you just said, Randy, is that transfers to anything. I had a guru teacher that taught me, and I try to live by this. Experience is the only teacher. If you haven't done it, don't come tell me how.
Yeah.
Don't try to tell me how if you haven't done it yourself. If you do not have the skill, if you do not have the talent, if you haven't actually done it, I will kindly, I'm a sweetheart. I'm never hardly ever mean to anyone. And if I am, they deserve it. They really did deserve it. But otherwise, nah, I'm sorry. You're so cute. I'll get into my Southern Louisiana bless your heart mode and be like, you know, which goes back to what I was telling you about the French thing. I don't know how to speak French, but when I was young, my grandparents had to stop speaking it around me because I could understand them. And then when I knew I wanted to, because this is me and my sarcastic way of being myself, I took a Japanese haiku book and I gave it a French name. Because it's like, so what? If you don't like it, too bad. But I called my brother and made him put his wife. I said, I need your wife to get your dad, because I waited, I said, when you're over at your father-in-law's house, I got an old Cajun Creole French guy on the phone. I'm like, okay, I'm saying this. Now, granted, that's not French from France, but Google said one thing, and there was an old book. What really did it for me, going back to that dictionary I told you guys about, I found a book, a super old book that was named L'amour d'Isabelle, and it was a design book. It was a book about designing clothing. And so I knew the name was correct when I wanted to find something French to convey love undressed, because that's what that means. It's love undressed. And that's what sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I don't think did I make you lose your track of what you were saying, Randy? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Randy, from Indievo Radio from Dallas, Dallas says, okay, I'll read it. I'll read it as he wrote it. I am tired of backing books that don't show up in my mail or show up damaged. So far, out of 8 books I've crowdfunded, I've only received 2.
Oh,
so 8 books only received 2. And he says, he says, he says, this crowdfunding shit isn't working for me. Dallas, might I point you, sir, to a shirt? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Oh, we continue. Oh, it's even okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, he put a second part up here. It's even worse now as I go to Comic Cons and people sitting at tables are trying to convince me to back their book currently crowdfunding rather than selling me a book they have there.
Well, but that seems more. If the book is actually being fulfilled, that seems more moral. Instead of selling it direct to customer, the people that actually backed it and crowdfunded it via an Indiegogo or whatever or what have you, they have to wait months for the stuff to get in the mail. It's only fair that they don't do it direct to customer. You know what I mean?
I get that. Yeah, I would tell you, Dallas, though. That's why you need to go pick up our new IndieVolt shirt we just dropped. We dropped a new IndieVolt shirt this morning. We dropped some new shirts. You need to wear this shirt when going to Artist Alley. Here it is, premiering here tonight.
Yep. Well, I don't know how long it was between the campaign, but I got Luke Stone.
These nuts.
Like that. I got my hybrids like no time, no business.
There it is.
These nuts, that's adorable.
There it is.
I'm getting that one for sure.
There it is. You get that shirt, you'll be fine. You just point to it when you're walking through Artist Alley.
I can relate to his comment as a creator because, and Pops who's here would know. Like I couldn't wrap my mind even a blip of my mind around doing anything like that, going to a campaign level of asking for money from anyone without an actual finished product. I couldn't do it. I know it's done. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I've seen people do it. They'll be like, "Hey, my campaign's on social media right now. You should on Facebook. You should check it out." And it's like, I want to, but at the same time, like, what do you have here that I can check out? What do you have here that I can buy? I've seen a guy. He had nothing but flyers and posters for his crowdfunder. He didn't have the book, but he had flyers and posters. Which I'm like, man, you're really wasting your money. He had an exhibitor table, a $500 exhibitor table.
Woo!
And I'm like, wow, you are
You really think you're gonna make $500 back?
How did his campaign go, though?
His campaign did not fund.
Poppy says I'm sending back my book, but I'm not funded. Well, so yeah, like the only thing that I'm doing now, like when I launched and everything, the only thing I'm choosing to do, there's no necessity for it, but I'm choosing to sell original art, and the original art is perfectly acceptable for what I needed it for the book. To add to it, I digitally enhanced the pages. I digitally colored, or not colored them. I did everything hand painted. Every page is hand painted. But when I decided to sell original art, the original pages, I'm like, oh, it was one thing to scan this and add color to it or add detail to it on a screen, but I'm like, it's not okay for me, in here, to send to someone. So I only have 4 pages left, but I went through every single page, hand-painted piece, and I have made it look like I would want it to look if I were to buy it. Because that's my measure for what I'm going to send out. If I'm not going to pay for it, I'm not going to try to send it to you.
Sarah in the house, and that's what Lola did with Lore. She was really worried about how it would end up looking. A book that we don't need to worry about how it looks is Tales from the Classroom from Rob Deaf. I'm gonna call you Rob Deaf like Max did.
I got some news real quick.
Oh, you have news, Lola? What news do you have?
So, besides being a sponsor for the award show, Mixum is now a sponsor of Indie Vote.
Whoa!
Wow, mix them.
Cool.
Mix them.
Nice.
Those were my printers for the first book, for the first Tales from the Classroom. They're great.
Looking at printers and looking at things, and Luke is of course under the weather, but I like all up in everyone's private messages going, well, who do you use? Who do you print? Because I'm like this is gonna have to be someone. I'm literally like feel like I'm handing a baby to someone, right? Oh, that's gorgeous. And I got hybrids, and I'm like, Luke, I'm not funded. I'm not there yet. But if money were no object and dreams could be had, I would love to add more pages to my book and have it be the same price. But the only way that's going to happen is if I get there.
Send us a link to it, and I'll post it in the video description.
I think Pop put one in the chat already.
All right. Well, I can't pull it up from this end, but I'll have to go over. Rob, this Tales from the Classroom, the Cthulhu Files.
Ooh, I love the eyes. I love how the eyes are glowing.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the intro here, the video.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Whoa!
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
India Live committees.
Dude, that video was
Looks
tight.
good.
Yeah. See,
Thank you.
that's why I don't do videos anymore, because mine don't look like that.
And Rob, that's yours?
I wish I could say that I would kept that trailer together, but this very talented gentleman named Bronson Gorilla did it, and I think he did a fantastic job. As you can see, he even went through the trouble of doing a 3D model of our school, of the school that features prominently in Tales from the Classroom, and rendered it, and it took forever, but he went through great pains to get it done, and I think he did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
It definitely had an illumination style animation to it, which was really cool.
Yeah,
it looks like a cartoon, right? Which is,
for a second I was gonna get a cartoon. I was getting ready to go put on my PJs and get some cereal. How dare you trick me?
I was impressed, but when you started going back through the school bus, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
It just brings you right into it.
Yeah.
Even before the school bus, the images seemed 3D. Like even before the school bus one, where it was really, really clearly obvious. Like that was like, whoa. Like,
the cool thing about the school bus is that's just the image from the book, and it was made to be 3D and have depth.
He took assets from the book, and rendered
shrink it down as a
fashion.
Yeah, that's so cool.
The thing I like about that bus shot is that he added all sorts of mist effects, so it gives it like a dimensionality that's really interesting.
Now, let me see here. Let me go back up. I think you had 12 days left on this.
12 days left before we hit in demand, but I'm not sure how long we're going to be in demand. The last time around in the previous campaign, we were only in demand for a very short spell because Mixon, the fine folks at Mixon were also handling the fulfillment, which I outsourced to them because it just didn't make any sense for me to print everything outside of Portugal where I am, right? Have it mailed over here, and then me mail it to everybody else,
Yeah.
It didn't even make sense from a logistical perspective, absolutely not, but also from a cost perspective, it wasn't so good. and so I outsourced it to them. But the thing is that they needed a closed list of backers. It wasn't like a standing order or anything, where I would get a new backer and I could tell them, oh, by the way, I got this new backer. You need to mail it to this guy, to this person. No, they said, listen, we have to close off the list and then we'll do it.
Okay.
And so that's what I did. And that's very likely what I'm going to do now, because I'm going to use Mixing Services again for the fulfillment stage. And nothing. And get in on it now, because it's not going to be around for a lot longer.
It looks fantastic. Again, that video sold me. The double whammy. So you get is that 2 different covers?
That's 2 variant covers done by one is done by Monica McCagney, who's my main artist henceforth for the Tales from the Classroom series. She's fantastic. She did Monster MD, which I'm sure you're familiar with, because it was sort of a crowdfunding sensation.
Right.
And I became in love with her art, and reached out to her, and she was excited about this project and agreed to be my artist, basically. And the other one is done by this guy named Ozgur Yildirim, who's, I probably botched up his name, but he's a Turkish artist who's super talented, and he's done a lot of stuff for the mainstream. He was a cover artist for Loki, a limited series for Marvel. Okay. And he's a cover artist for Kick-Ass as well for a spell. And he's doing a lot of things. He's got his hands in a lot of different projects. And I think he did a tremendous job with this with this cover.
Yeah, it looks really good. Now, you see, you got some preview pages here.
Badass. I really like it.
We do, yeah. The colors are great as well. Tanya Wicker, who's an amazing colorist. She's like some, nobody really knows who she is, but she's out in Siberia, believe it or not. And she's like a colorist, a coloring prodigy. As far as I'm concerned, she does wonders with Monica McCagney's line art.
Nothing else to do out there in Siberia.
Exactly. She'll be the first to tell you, I think.
I think it looks really good, and I think that I'm looking at 12 days. I mean, you still got time to get this a couple. I think you still got time to get a couple more thousand in here. Of course,
I
you would
like
love that because
I like the art style. It's kind of got that almost Jonan Vasquez weirdness to it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like so. The idea with this book is that it's an anthology type of book. So we're going to showcase several different kinds of artists, right? And one of them is Monica McCagney, who we've already gone through. The other one is this gentleman named Matt Krotz, who's also a writer, and he has his own series named Kyrie, which is a fantastic series. I urge everybody to go pick it up if you can. And he's got a much looser, much more indie style, but that I thought was appropriate for this specific story for reasons that I don't want to give away because that would entail spoilers. But
Yay,
I
spoilers. Sorry.
think
I like when I.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, one of the main things as someone who was totally new to this world is comic books. I've lost count of the number of times I've wanted to go put my hand over someone's mouth on a live, because I'm a live stream junkie. I'm all up in chats going, oh. And then I'm like, stop talking about the book.
Is that the case now? I'll stop talking about it if I'm going on for too long.
no, we don't want you to spoil
You're
anything.
good. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was just like, yes, no, don't spoil nothing.
Draw and Talk says this book looks great, and I haven't seen Draw and Talk for a while. Welcome back.
Yeah, Tyler
and then-
kind of disappeared for a while.
Yeah,
He went to
Sarah
Twitter.
says, "Congrats on the great work. Proud of you." That's for Rob. That looks. I mean, it looks really good, Rob. You give me another book to buy, damn it. Now,
So-
when is-
Every time I see someone I want to buy their book, I'm like, someone needs to buy my art, because I'm like, in my head, I do this math. I'm like, well, if I could sell this piece, then I could back like this many campaigns. Like my head goes. This is where my head goes.
I do
Yeah.
the same thing. I'll be like, okay, I want to buy this thing, something that costs $100, and then I sit there thinking to myself, it's like, that's almost a page.
Right? Oh my god! I can
That's
relate.
absolutely
I
right,
just
yeah.
had this exact conversation with my godson today. He wants me to do an art piece for him, and I'm gonna do it, but it's not gonna be what he thought price wise, because he wants a 4 foot by 8 foot, and I'm like, son, my 16 by 20 is a $500 piece, okay? And he goes, okay, let me check back with you, Mom. That 16 by 20 might be just fine.
Now, Maxi Dallo, did I pronounce that correct?
Max Gallo, he did the third story, which is called Back in Zombieville.
I
It's a
love
story
this
that's
page.
written
That's
by me, and it's with art by him. And I thought he has like a very gritty, sort of rougher look to his art that would also be a perfect fit for this particular story, because it takes place in Zombieville and in Romero High, which was when Rob used to attend this high school that was an all zombie high school, right? Prior to moving to Cthulhu High, which is a multi-species high school with all sorts of different monsters. You have your vampires, wolfmen, you can imagine. This was Rob's. This story is about Rob's time in Romero High. I'm like, of course, you need a gritty artist, right? Because it's a zombie sort of ambiance, and it would be perfect fit. And he does an amazing job. He's one of the most, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most talented artists in Argentina. And this guy's meant for great things, I think. He needs a lot more exposure. I first ran into him by reading The Kill Journal, which is another crowdfunded book. He did a short story there that was written by Brian Kriskow. I was super impressed with it. Reached out to him, and he's exceeded expectations in terms of the product that he's delivered.
Yeah, he goes to the all zombie school. I imagine how Romero High feels now. They're busting those zombie kids in. Racially charged. I shouldn't have said that.
Is there,
Yeah, you might get. I think YouTube might. I took this video.
I remember I took my kid out trick or treating once, and there was this guy, and I pulled up in the car, and I got on. And he says, "What are you doing, busting them in now? Why can't you go trick or treating in your own neighborhood?" And I said, "Sir, I live down the block." And when he realized I lived down the block, he was shaking to his core. I think he realized it.
Right.
Oh no. Which I made sure I waved at him every time after that, like, "Hello."
I'm not moving, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Kristen, were you gonna say something, Lola?
yeah, is there a place to get the first book?
Not with this campaign, but so basically, there was the first Tales from the Classroom, which I have right here, right? And this is the first book, printed by Mixum. I think they did a fantastic job. People like it anyways, people that received it. And it's not available with this campaign unless you get it in the digital format. There's a digital edition where you can get the first and this book. But for Tales from the Classroom 2, which we'll be launching shortly after this campaign, you'll be able to get it. With the physical copy, that is. So this is an anthology book that takes place in the universe that I set up in the first book, and there's 3 different stories, and each of them are focused on one character that was also in the first book, and you can read it. They're all standalone stories, right? You don't need any of the other books to enjoy this. So it's a good starting off point for you to become familiar with the universe.
You just made me want the book more than I already did. I love standalone. Yeah, I'm like, I get the question because I am one of those people. I'm like, I know I need to know about, like, oh my God, the first conversation I ever had with Luke was I couldn't make heads or tails of the way anything was numbered or called or edited. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, what is this number versus and then variant covers? What are you even talking about? I was so confused.
I've been blamed for a number of variant covers. Like, why does Variant do all the covers? It's Variant, not me. I don't have anything to do. There's a
very well, but yeah, I get that. I love what Rob just said about. I'm sorry.
No, but just to give the audience some further perspective. There's one story that's based on this guy that you're seeing here, named Cletus, who's the school bus driver, and you see like a cameo of him in the first book, but he makes an impression that people will have known who he is, and this is basically his origin story. He's like a mysterious figure, and by the way, this was actually not written by me. It was written by von Klaus, who did Monster ND. He's the creator of Monster ND. So I should say that. The other 2 stories are written by me. This one isn't.
Now,
Vaughn was supposed to be on with us tonight, but apparently he had to go to the hospital.
Oh no!
Oh wow!
I don't know any more particulars than that. He said he'd get back to me when he gets out.
Oh wow!
Hope he's doing well.
All right.
We do have his sign up in the private chat, so after we're done with everybody else's, I'd like to bring that up. And
yeah. I did want to tell everybody, though, you got 12 days to go over there. For our radio listeners right now, 72,01888 listening on Indie Vote Radio. Thank you guys for listening. Tales from the Classroom, the K.Thulu files. It's Cthulhu, K.Thulu files. Go check that out on Indiegogo. You got 12 days. The link is in the description of this video, so pop over to our YouTube channel and check it out. You can also look it up on Facebook as well. But if you don't want to do any of that, Indiegogo, Tales from the Classroom, the Cthulhu files is what you need to look up to check out this program. This product, and I'm sure Rob is going to appreciate you backing it. Wow, 103 backers. Let's get this man to 150. He deserves it. This looks like a great product.
Thank you.
I want to tell you guys about something that I found out about here. I got it from Indie Vote Radio. Let me know how you guys feel about this listen to this. I'm gonna get my my bumpers ready though. Okay, so
No,
hello,
I'm sorry.
Indie Vault.
Do you want me to excuse myself? Because I was like, I told my story. I'm not sure you guys. I
You can
don't
stick
want
around if you like.
to hijack your show.
No, you can stick around if you like.
Yeah, you're welcome to hang around as long as you like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to
Sorry.
dip out. Actually, I'm gonna have to take off. So
Max,
Okay.
you got to run.
yeah, I gotta go to the store. The wife wants to get me to go buy things for her. So
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
amazing how
Max.
many things happen in the background without us realizing, right?
Yeah.
and I need sodas anyways. I'm not a product placement.
Oh, yeah. Go.
Oh,
He
no.
needs to get his Coke fixed.
Yeah.
Wrong Coke. No, not that Coke.
All right, Max. I will see you later, sir. You have a
Yeah.
great day, and
You too.
also everyone. I know Mary Machine Gun is not in. It's not in on demand right now, right?
Nope, nothing at all. Nothing. We'll probably end up putting an Indiegogo up as soon as we're done fulfilling the Kickstarter. We'll do an Indiegogo probably.
Okay. So I know. I think we got one coming. I think you got one coming. So I'm excited to get a hold of it. I'm excited for those covers. Oh,
Yeah, it'll be good.
all right, sir.
Talk to you guys later. Peace.
We'll see you.
See you,
Take
Max.
care, Max. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
So
Sarah wants everyone to know I don't know why the name Cletus makes me laugh whenever I hear it.
I know why. Whenever I hear Cletus, I think of yeah. I got something for you guys. You're gonna all love this. So this one comes from LC. LC L.C. says that hello Indie Vault. I backed a book on. Okay, sorry. I want to read this. I want to take the cuss words out. I backed a book.
You don't have to take the cuss words out. We're TVMA JLSV.
Okay, I backed a book on Mother Effing Patriot and got the book in the mail. It's horrible. The art that was promised looks elementary. It was not the high quality art we were promised by the artist that we paid for. This sucks. I feel used and taken advantage of. I reached out to the creator of the book, who basically told me, "Tough titty said the kitty."
Oh my goodness! I think I know who this is.
And is refusing to give my money back. Can I run it? Can I run it, Randy?
Can you run it?
Can I run the bumper?
Run the bumper. Officially the grift of the week, folks.
You ran a campaign, you got your money, and you switched artists on him. You didn't tell him. You didn't tell him you're switching the artist. You pulled over. That's dirty. That's dirty.
So would you say they got robbed?
What kind of hero would do that?
It's like you pulled the art. How did you change artists? You can't. You got to tell people when you do that. You gotta let them know.
Yeah.
When you mentioned tough titty, I thought we might be talking about somebody else.
No. It's why would? Okay, listen.
Do you know who he's talking about?
I have no idea. He did not.
We need to know. LC, let us know.
Here's what I would say to anybody.
We won't put him on blast. We're just curious to know who it is.
As
Because
an
we probably know who it is.
If I could think of anything that would make me like the most upset, it would be something like that. And no offense to any of the writers out there, well, because I'm a writer, but like that would probably I'd be like, what? No, part of why I backed this was because X, Y, and Z was whatever.
Right. So okay, listen.
We had somebody else that ran a campaign that salted it.
Yeah.
And then pulled back the money that he had used in order to get himself over his goal. And told everybody else, thanks for your money. I don't have to fulfill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If you're a creator and you got a book coming out and your artist leaves, even if the campaign is closed, at that point, you probably should let your backers know, hey, the artist has deserted the project. I'm going to have to get a new artist. If you want your money back, let me know. I'm giving everybody 2 weeks or a week or whatever it is for them to say, hey, you know what? I was only buying that book because Randy Zimmerman was the artist on it. If Randy's not on it, I'm not really. I'm a Randy. I want to collect all the Randy Zimmerman art I can.
Good luck.
Yeah. You know, if he's not the artist on it, I don't want it.
If you have any problems with that, let me know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you can keep that Scott Roseman art. I want the Randy Zimmerman.
But that's why I never launch a campaign unless I'm like 98% of the way through in terms of art and everything, because I know that sort of defeats the purpose of crowdfunding in the first place. But it's such a gamble from a consumer's perspective to back a book from square one. You know what I mean? And it takes so long to produce these things, and you never know what happens. You know, artists are super flaky. Hey.
I'm just kidding.
Some can be.
But you know what I mean? You know,
I'm teasing, Rob.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, they can be, and there's situations where, they're half of the way through, and then they sort of ghost you. I've had stuff like that happen. I've heard of stories that are even worse than that. So I think the safe bet is to make sure, if you can, if it's financially viable, for you to get the book, the bulk of the production of the book done, and then crowdfund.
I know. I just had that conversation that two different people, not my godson, but other people, because for the first time in my life, after following a lot of you guys and artists and comic book people, for the first time in my artist world life, I'm agreeing to do commission work. And I had two people. I had to kind of get firm with them and go, I'm not starting a thing without money. They had the idea, they had the concept, they wanted me to do this or that, and I'm like, I haven't seen, I'm like checking my phone going, there's no money in my account. I can't. And I hate to say it, but I just had to do it that way, because I have so much on my plate. I don't have time to interrupt my day to do a whole piece for someone that hasn't, and I know it's different than what the topic was, but as an artist that's got money in hand, then I'm a crazy woman in my head. That client or that piece, that's like all I can do. That's all I can think about. I don't understand. I can't relate to those kinds of people. I just can't.
I brought your campaign up here. It's on Indiegogo.
No E.
La Première Tome. Graphic illustrated haiku series. Yeah, I remember when I first found out what a haiku was. That's all I would write, and really upset my mother and father. They were like, "What are you doing?" I'm funny.
If you like writing haikus, there's a couple of perks in here where you can write a haiku. Actually, I will write a haiku for you, but there's one in here. There's only one. Mm-hmm. Volume 2 does have a perk where someone can choose to pay to have their haiku illustrated by me, and it will be in Volume 2.
Oh, let me play this video here. There's a video I see. Let me play it.
Yeah. It's not going to be anywhere near as good as Rob.
He's got all the
Repeat, this is not a drill.
This is not a drill.
Ignore me no more, or forever miss me gone. Stop caring, I will.
Sweet girl, I am, yes. Don't underestimate me. Cut a bitch, I will.
There went Pops one day, suggesting I do something in a whole new way.
Great. I think in a lot of ways it's better. I think it's got a little bit more of a dance move, you know.
My I am a myriad of talents, and other than the music, specifically the music, I can do my own music. I just did my own first album this year, but other than the music, the rest is all me. All the videography and the editing.
Can I say that I loved the process portion of the trailer. It looks really cool, like super artistic, actually.
When I was painting at the end.
Yeah.
I did all of the I started streaming around Mother's Day, and maybe 1 or 2 pages wasn't live. I wasn't live, but almost every page of this book was created live. I either sketched it live or painted it live. So the artwork is done. And as I mentioned before, all I'm doing to the artwork now is I'm fine-tuning some of the outline. I did markers on some of the pages. I'm going to repaint them with paint as opposed to markers. I don't like the way the markers were fine for scanning and then doing a digital representation of the piece. But for an actual piece of paper to become a piece of art for me to give to someone, that will take a little bit more. And I only have, like I said, I only have 4 of those I'm going to do left.
That's great. Can I just say, like, would that be considered a pinup? I hate to call it a pinup because it looks like a fine art painting. But
okay, so so this girl here, the reason she's in this campaign is she's a sneak peek of the book I'm on now, the one I'm currently. It's done. It's another one that's written. She is a Mardi Gras burlesque female. My book, my poetry narrative novel that I'm doing right now, that I illustrated as well. It's fully illustrated. She was in here. I put some posters of her in here because I created her. And is that a pinup? No. She is an illustration that matches and goes with a poem that's in the book I'm doing.
Now, I noticed here, I like the shirt, The Death Can Wait, which,
yes,
I've heard a lot about death. I've heard only he can save us. Now I'm hearing that he can wait.
Well, that cover, the T-shirt, is the Grim Reaper from one of the panel pages. So when I started the work on this, the first idea was just to do a singular page of art that matched the haiku. That was what I started out as. And of course, with the influence of comic books and illustrators and all these people I've fallen in love with, and I follow like a groupie, it came to me one day that the haiku is a perfect poem to illustrate with a story panel page like in a comic book. And so that's what I did. And so what I'm doing now is I'm taking images from that book, like that, bearing that bridge on the right. That is an actual canvas painting that was a recreation of a panel from the book. So I knew I loved, like in the book, I loved that bridge when it came out of me, when I mused it on paper, but I wanted to see it on canvas. And so I did a canvas painting. So that canvas painting, Bridges, is actually one of the panels from the book. It's not exact. It's just not, I rarely do anything exact. Even if I recreate an image of my own work, it's not ever good. Like my brain can't wrap around doing sequential duplication. I can't. I don't like. For me, I love the genius of other people that do it. It's not for me.
There's some artists made a very good living that way. Some artists that have done that, even when it's not their own work.
I can't. And every time I've tried to recreate, even when I've tried to kind of recreate the same piece, it comes completely out different. Like it comes totally different. Like even like if you scroll all the way down, I know you're going through it, but the piece called Olive, she's actually going to be the cover of volume 2. She sold when I launched, and she is a recreation of a piece I did a couple years ago. But she looks nothing like, it's over on the right hand side. She's been claimed. Yeah. The only thing that ended up being the same from the original piece is the pose. That's it.
Well, that's good though. You don't want so much art out there that's the same. I had a buddy who's got a painting. I love the painting. Loved it. And it's an oil painting. You can rub your hand on it and feel the brush strokes. But I was at the mall and I walked in one of those Far East Trader type places. And they had the painting. And it was the exact same painting. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is it? That's when I was introduced to the world of mass-produced painted art, and I was heartbroken I was like, wait, someone did what? No. Warren says he's gonna go back your book, Doris, heading over there. And Comic Toss says, here goes Pops today. Listen to Dory J, humble by her way.
Did you? Is that a haiku? That's funny.
I believe it was.
Yeah, I had so the thing I love that I would think to share the most for you guys is that it was an experience that just took me back. I hadn't worked on paper in so long. I hadn't worked on paper because I transitioned to canvas a couple years ago, and I almost gave up. I had many days of like feeling like I had no skill. All kinds of things came back to me, every insecurity and whatever. And then it ended up being this godsend, because now that I've done this and I've gone through it, I know for a fact that when I do volume 2, that the haikus will be on the page, and I will be hand drawing where the haiku goes. I'll be hand drawing the letters, because the thing, and for anyone who's been in comic books, you probably can get this. I was so mad at me. I was so mad at myself when I started to try to do the lettering, because I was like, there is no piece of this I want to cover. I was like, this isn't okay. I didn't want to cover anything. And then I figured it out. It took some time though. But that was the part that probably like the hugest, biggest learning part of it for me is when I sit to do these pages for volume 2, I'm making sure the haiku itself, the text of it, is not going to be jacking up my art, because I
had a situation like that with one of the first books I did. I had to cover up so much art that I had colored. I didn't draw the piece in that book, but I did do the coloring, and I found that all these nice little things I had colored in little, details I had put in were covered by letterboxes, word balloons. 13 days left on Lab Promotion. I'm gonna put the link to it, and I'm gonna add the link to the YouTube description of it. It's a little bit too late to do it to the Facebook, but I will add it to the YouTube video so everyone can check it out. And it's in the chat thanks to Pops. So thank you, Pops, and thank you, Doris, for coming on and showing that. If you like poetry, and most of us do,
have you guys noticed we're basically wearing the same shirt?
Yeah, I think you guys teamed up.
my shirt is the dory fish. It says that fish cray.
Yeah.
It's a dory.
But yeah, it's the same.
I couldn't have told you this before May, but I know today is, and this is my just adoration for comic books, is that it's so akin to the way a poem conveys a message now. Like my head wrapped around it finally in this different way, in this world, being in this world now, because I could get a novel, I could get some big, huge, long 5,000-page novel, whatever, or I can get the meat and bones and just get the story. And comic books are like that for me. And I love poetry. I love, just give me the story, man. That's what I think about. And so it makes perfect sense now.
I remember friends of mine when we were younger, teachers telling us, "Oh, comic books suck," and we're like, "Oh, this is where it's at, man." Speaking of where it's at, Eric Vaughn, obviously, he said in the hospital, but want to bring up his page for his Indiegogo, Terror in the Trenches, Volume 1. Black Terror must don his dark mantle once again when vengeful super Nazis bomb his hood. And you can get a discount and a unique trading card when you sign up. So the sign up page is open. Tell us a bit about this.
Well, basically, this is Vaughn's take on the Black Terror, the old Golden Age character.
Right.
And it's. I mean, you scroll down a little bit. There's some test samples there. I'm so excited for this. I loved Monster MD, but I'm not a huge horror guy. But I'm definitely like a sci-fi. This really hits well with me, especially the character design and stuff. There's a lot of really cool people, so I'm really looking forward to this.
Behold the Terror Cycle.
That's Monica McCagney's genius, as you can see. Are
those clickable? Can we blow those up? So people
I clicked them. They don't seem to blow up. No.
Yeah.
No, they do upload a virus, but
yeah, this art looks good. Look at this, man. This is.
And the colorist is super good as well. It's not the same as Tanya Wicker, which is Monster MD's colorist, but I think whoever he got for this one did a great job as well.
Says you aren't ready. The art, the characters, lovely lady, it's all here. Help bring Terror in the Trenches tit to life today. It's that looks cool. I do like the Black Terror. A nickname I was once called by my ex-girlfriend's dad.
Can I just ask you, so the Black Terror, from what I understand, is a property that's sort of like open.
It's in public domain, I believe.
Yeah, it's a public domain.
It's public domain, yeah. So, but it's very well known. But we all seem to know it.
Yeah,
I know.
It looks so. You can sign up over there on Indiegogo. Terror in the Trenches, Volume 1. It's from Von Klaus. I'd say it like that. Von Klaus. You have to say it with an accent. Go over there and sign up on Indiegogo today. You're gonna get an exclusive trading card and a discount. Oh, what do we got here?
Yeah, I found off of his Twitter. I grabbed. He's got his images a lot larger, so you can really see a lot of the detail. Like this character, this Detonator.
Detonator.
Cool. Yeah, I love the whole, like, especially like the skull and the fire.
Is it all the same character in all of the different poses or variations that she's in the picture?
Yeah,
it looks like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like that's a mirror. Okay, that's so cool. I just started doing digital art and trying to, like not convert, but like translate my color the way I can do colors, but do that on a computer. That's where I'm at artistically. So my head, like I just really am studying these pages. That's so cool.
Yeah, back when he was still doing Monster MD, he was starting to tease his next project of what he kind of wanted to do, and I've been excited for this one for a while. So hopefully he'll recover from whatever's going on, and maybe we can get him back here next Tuesday to tell us more about it himself.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll guilt him. That's what we'll do. I have no problem guilting people who don't show up on the show. Like, we set room up for you and you didn't show up, and with the and I think that I kind of randomly, I know we talk about some of the public domain characters. Is there any public domain character you have to get your hands on?
Me? Oh yeah, there's a number of them.
I think for you, was it Daredevil for you? The classic Daredevil?
Yeah, I love that. I love the red and blue Daredevil. Yeah. What's it? Dynamite Comics has taken him and turned him into Death-defying Devil.
And how about
in order to try to keep the name different?
I don't think I could get. I don't think I can get her because I think DC's got her locked down. But I would love to do Phantom Lady.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there are versions of her that you can do.
That would be awesome. And the second one, this one's kind of like kind of silly, but I think I can have
Morning,
fun
Mike,
with
Jimmy.
it. There was a man-woman team, like the Bullet.
Bullet Man and Bullet Girl.
Yeah.
Those are in public domain, though DC wants to think that they own it.
See, I don't have. My problem is this: I don't have the. I don't want to spend my little war chest proving to them that they don't.
Right.
But
there's a wonderful wiki out there if you surf the web a little bit that has all of the public domain characters listed, even the really obscure ones. Yeah.
Well,
that's what
Cthulhu is one of them. H.P. Lovecraft. Cthulhu,
oh yeah.
Which I actually pay homage to it. I call it Cthulhu because the founder of the school is Cain Thulu. So I do a little play on words, and I didn't do it, but I could have theoretically because it's public domain.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everything Lovecraft did is in public domain or not. Usually, the rule is now anything before I think it's 1924 is pretty safe.
Wow.
That's what I was going to ask Randy. Was like, Randy, explain public domain to me, the newbie who doesn't know what y'all talking about.
Well, public domain is like basically when those characters the authors are dead. And
no, public domain are characters that nobody bothered to secure the copyrights for, or that are so old they're considered to be beyond that copyright,
right?
Beyond their initial copyright.
Bram Stoker's Dracula would be a case.
That's a prime example of one that's in public domain. Yes.
What about Betty Boop?
Betty Boop is questionable, but most of her material, her cartoons, for the longest time weren't copywritten. Some of them they've gone back and copywrote, and the likenesses that certain companies have tried to copyright certain likenesses of her, so you have to be careful. But there is a licensing company out there where you can license her likeness for like comic books and that if you want. But most of the time, all of the black and white material is pretty much in public domain.
She's one of my favorites.
So
I mean, of the Betty Boop cartoons, the Fleischer Studios never kept their copyrights up. So a lot of the Betty Boops, the Popeyes, that's why you see all the, back when VHS was raging, you saw all the original Superman cartoons out there available. What?
Archie.
Archie is definitely copywritten.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You don't want to touch him because that company, the Archie company in particular, is pretty litigious.
I'm looking at one of the .gov sites.
They're even picky about parody and satire. They've tried to run lawsuits before over satirical work of that was done of Archie at one point. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to go into detail of what some people think about Archie in the comic book or what was being tried to convey in that comic book. I try not to listen to those people, but I can imagine why they would be so picky about letting people do parodies.
I'm looking at the .gov sites, Randy.
They're not that protective anymore, but if you look at what they've done with that character and all the different reiterations that they've tried with it, it's just ridiculous that they're
exactly.
You can get away with a satirical parody of the characters now real easy. So
I'm looking at one of the sites.
I feel, is it just me, or was Jimmy Olsen sort of like an homage to, or an homage or a parody of Archie? Or is that just me?
Well, no, it's not just you. A lot of the Superman stuff has ties back to other material. Like they're saying now that Lex Luthor is really an imitation of Dr. Savannah from Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Where originally the first couple of Luthors, he had red hair. But because Dr. Savannah, Captain Marvel back in the 40s, the Shazam Captain Marvel, was so popular that they went and shaved Luthor and had him appear more often in Superman because Dr. Savannah was such a big character in Captain Marvel.
And if you want to take that one step further, they're saying now that Jeff Bezos is an imitation of Lex Luthor.
Yes.
And Randy,
to clarify the copyright situation, I'm at one of the .gov sites, and I was looking at what they were saying about certain characters. So, the one thing that came out was the Felix the Cat in 2021 in the public domain. Now the thing is, he is his first appearance is public domain, which means the character is public domain, but he's still trademarked by DreamWorks in 2007. Yeah, you can take the character, you can make your own book based on the earlier stuff, but you can't call him Felix on the cover, and you can't use the trademark name as a selling point. But you can change the spelling of the name.
The same thing applies to like Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is technically in public domain, but you can't do a Blue Beetle comic book because DC has a Blue Beetle comic book.
So according to the .gov site, they talk about other things that are in public domain, and one thing they talked about last time, Popeye. It says Popeye, he's public domain. Popeye's image now belongs to the world. There are no longer royalties to pay because his creator, L.Z. Seeger, died in 1939. And in much of the world, copyright expires 70 years after the creator's death. And the expiration only covers the copyright, not the trademark. So he still may be trademarked by a company.
Yeah,
but you
King
can
Feature
make
Syndicate.
Right. You can make a Popeye comic and maybe not get sued for it. But make sure you don't call him Popeye on the cover.
Yeah, you could probably use the image.
Yeah.
of Popeye. I don't know if you could use the name Popeye without actually getting a licensing right from King Features.
It's probably why
and you wouldn't really want to try it because King Features pockets are a lot deeper than yours, and they will take you to court.
Everybody's pockets are deeper than mine. I was going to ask Randy, isn't there also a public website where you can go and get comics or read comics that have been put on that site, like from way back when? Like,
yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about? Someone had mentioned it on the stream, and I forgot to write down what it was called.
Yeah, just Google or Bing public domain comics. It'll pop right up.
Okay.
There are a couple of places that have done full scans of public domain comics and have put them up for digital display. You can read them all day.
There are places.
Randy, do you have like a legal background or no? Because it sounds.
No,
like
I just love comics. That's all.
And I'm in a stream
been
with
into
Randy.
it for years.
I'm like, what were the questions I was setting aside for Randy Zimmerman next time I ever saw him?
No, but you love comics and the Constitution as well, right?
I'm not a constitutional authority.
No.
No. But public domain has always interested me because of these characters. Some of these characters pop in and out, and you really have to be careful. And you really have to watch the lawsuits, because every once in a while somebody will get litigious and try to push a copyright claim that they don't really own. And it's always fascinating to watch these cases get right up to almost a decision, and then there's a settlement where they'll stop because they can't have that decision. They can't have that line drawn, or else they might lose.
Right.
And I wanted to ask, even though like I've already said, it wouldn't occur to me tomorrow or even right now to wake up and go, okay, I want to do something someone else has already done. Like that just doesn't occur to me.
Right.
It just doesn't. Artistically, doesn't occur to me. But it's a different topic, but music. I did my first album this year, and it was a spoken word poetry album. And I had told a musician guy, I'm like, I need to find someone to score this music for this album, because I didn't want it to deal with copyright stuff. And he turns to me and he goes, dude, go do it yourself. And I'm like, I'm not a musician. And he said, don't you have an iPhone? And I go, yeah. And apparently the GarageBand on the iPhone, if you don't try to just go out and sell an actual Apple loop, this is a corporation, at least one corporation that did it right, in my opinion. They released this app that allows any human being out there to do it. That you take the music that's on that, as long as you don't try to explicitly, exactly, perfectly sell the loop, it's your music.
Yeah,
Apple does not care. Go do your thing with your GarageBand. So I scored my entire album myself.
That's cool. YouTube gets some free music up too if you want to put different music in there. By the way, speaking of constitutions, Randy, I'm not a constitutional expert either. However, I have been accused of hiding behind the First Amendment whenever I get my ass in trouble. And I've been known to say First Amendment, and then I plead the Fifth. So it's pretty weird.
There you go.
To what you said, Varian, about using music, there's tons of free music.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to sell the music, if you want to put that music as you're the creator on Apple and have someone buy the song, that better be yours.
Oh yeah.
You can't. No, using like the music in my video or promos or teasers, social media platforms, there's tons of free music for that. But if you want to turn around and distribute an album, you cannot use someone else's. It's not going to work.
Randy, I got a question from Indie Volt Radio here, and you tell me what you think about this. This one is kind of topical, and it's gonna get pretty. We're probably gonna start arguing amongst ourselves.
I was trying to look for the wiki sites for the public domain listing and the comments before there.
And this is from Eric, not our Eric, but another Eric. Who says, okay, so bullshit last week's show. You said that a con isn't responsible if they end up being a super spreader event. If anyone should get COVID at a show, we should be able to sue the F out of the show. these shows should not be allowed to open and not count how many people are coming in, not monitor them or administer tests inside of the building. It's not fair to us who aren't sick to go home and spread the disease.
Don't go. Don't go.
Yeah. He says, I for one will sue if I get sick from going to a con. Well, the problem is this, Eric. You don't know if you got sick at the con. You got to prove it. Who you got sick at the con? Prove it.
Yeah, Eric.
He spelled his name wrong.
Yeah. It's ERC.
Eric, you can try that if you can find a lawyer that will actually take it to court without laughing his ass off at you. But that it falls under the reign of public personal responsibility.
Yeah.
If you don't want COVID, don't go out. They've already told you that over and over again.
But you can't prove that you got it at the con. So what?
You'll never be able to prove it that you got it at the con, because you could have gotten it at the gas station. You could have gotten it at the convenience store. You could have gotten it at the public library. Any place that you stop.
You don't understand it. You only has the basement and the convention.
Yeah.
Even still, you're still out there. Who knows where in between? So you're pretty much sunk. And plus, you can't label a convention as a super spreader event for sure. You can, even these events that the media wants to tie in and label super spreader events, all they know is that there were a lot of people that attended that event. Some of those people came down with COVID, and the coincidence is drawn, but they can't know for sure. The bug has like a 2 week to 2 to 3 weeks gestation period alone.
Randy,
and everybody's constitution is different. You could catch it in 7, you could catch it in 2 or 3 weeks. You never know. Go ahead.
And it'll mutate. It'll be something different next week. So assuming if something you know what this is going to do, is you're already making a mistake.
Now they've started variants off of animal noises now. The moo variant.
Started. Yeah. Randy, you said it this morning. The only way you're gonna know if you got it at the con is if you walk up to another vendor. If I walk up to you walk up to Eric or Rob and you deep throat kiss them. Yeah. That is the only way that you are going to be able to.
Then the odds are pretty sure that you're going to catch whatever the other person has.
Yeah.
And your problems are probably bigger than.
In my case, it's 15 different things.
Yeah. And who knows? Who knows what else you might catch in the meantime?
I'm just saying, you do that at a con with someone you don't know. It's probably got bigger problems than COVID.
Eric, and not our Eric, but this Eric, you can try to sue. And here's the thing. It's America. You can sue whoever you want, and you might even win. But you're going to have a hard time proving you got it from any show. And let's hope you don't win, Eric, because look, we're just getting shows back. I don't want to see shows get scared to open up because some moron actually wins a case.
And they're not going to win a case anyway. They'll get left out of court. But Eric, as a favor to all of us, if you have a low immune system, don't go. Don't go.
Don't come.
If you have somebody in your family that you're incredibly close to that has a low immune system, think twice before you go out and put them in any type of jeopardy or risk. It's just personal responsibility. It's that simple. You can't pass that off onto the convention people. It's up to you to make that decision.
And we're talking about something that kids are getting. So it's not even about immune systems anymore to some degree. That children have way better immune systems than adults. And if they can get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking about just the frail here.
The stronger your immune system, the quicker you're going to be able to shrug it off.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
He's got to do it.
There.
Do not come.
Do not come, dude.
Journey.
There. Do not come. Do not come to the convention. Do not come.
We might have to video call.
Oh,
yeah, I may have to.
I thought you were going to play a video of
Medical.
someone saying that that this is not medical opinion advice, whatever. I thought you were gonna play a disclaimer of some kind.
Don't go to the con.
We're not doctors or lawyers here on the show, but we are concerned comic fans. And if you're worried about, I used to teach cartooning at after school at schools, and I'm not doing it this year. I didn't do it last year. I used to throw conventions at farmers markets, and I'm not doing it this year because I don't want to have that responsibility. Not for the fact that somebody might sue me, but I personally don't want that. Plus, I have family members that have endangered immune systems. So I keep my immune system as high as possible. They're working on repairing their immune system as much as possible. But in the meantime, we are cautious. That's personal responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might not have a doctor's degree or anything, but me, I have nursing background.
I forgot about that. Damn it!
There you go.
I'm gonna have to listen to you. Crap.
I've been in health. I get it. I've been in healthcare for 32 years, Lola.
I went to a nursing high school.
I gotta listen to it. Damn it!
So I got background, and
it comes in handy when I'm sick.
It does.
Oh, I imagine.
Speaking of sick, Lola's sick comic lore is getting ready to drop on Kickstarter now. She's already
okay.
She's closed the Kickstarter, the Indiegogo campaign, but she's gonna run it on Kickstarter to see what else. She don't want to leave any money out there. She's like, no, I'm not leaving money out there. I'm gonna run it out there, and I'm gonna put it on Kickstarter and see what happens. We'll see if it actually gets to launch because Jamila's watching. And,
Jamila don't like me. She already blocked me.
Even blocked on Twitter by Jamila.
Jamila.
Never heard of the woman in my life until I found out she had blocked me. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. But it doesn't shock me, considering who I am. When people, it doesn't shock me at all.
Block party.
Block party. Funny.
I mean, you're either gonna love me or block me. That's just there's really no middle ground.
Lure is getting ready to drop on Kickstarter. Lola, when? What's happening?
October 1st.
October 1st. Lure, go over there, sign up today. Lola, anything free with signing up?
I'm probably doing trading cards again.
Ooh,
it would be a different one than on Indiegogo, though.
Excellent. Lure, L-U-R-E over on Kickstarter.
Does Kickstarter have a pre-launch sign up too? Oh, good. Yeah, of course.
I think they just added it. Yeah.
I already know this. I'm sorry. I've done this. I'm gonna go find it.
And when you're sending those Kickstarters out, everyone, remember, it's very important to send those books and show everyone you care the very most. Use Gemini mailers, and you can get a discount on the Gemini mailers by using VOLT10 VOLT10. That's the discount code that we have. VOLT10 VOLT10. Save 10% off of those Gemini mailers. Save yourself some money. You'll be glad you did, and your customers will be glad you sent them their book in Gemini mailer. Trust me, when I get books and they're not in Gemini mailers, I start to feel like I got cheated a bit. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm like, what is this? They put my book between two pieces of cardboard? Son of a... But because you can get damages and all types of stuff if you're not careful.
My book's too big for the Gemini mailers.
Yeah, well, they got some bigger boxes now. But if you got a comic size book or trade paperback, definitely consider a Gemini mailer. If not, then you're gonna have to get creative.
The cool thing about the Gemini mailers, the one that I ordered was just a straight book mailer. You could stick, a good dozen comics in that and wrap it up. It gets a little tougher to pack together, but the way that they're designed to take anything from a thin book to a really thick book. So I think it's up to 12 comics at a time.
Oh yeah. And then folks, listen, it's really easy. I know that someone messaged me just today, and they said, "Hey, how come I'm not a part of Liberty?" You got to sign up. And it's easy to sign up for Liberty Entertainment Distribution. 100% fill rates for retailers. We got the Liberty Pledge, which means that if you can't sell a book we buy it back from you. We don't take any fees from our vendors, our publishers. So, there's no splitting what you made with us. We don't do that. It's all independent comics all the time. Liberty Entertainment Distribution. Go sign up today, www.ledg.us, or call 1-800-525-2091. 800-525-2091, and get yourself signed up for Liberty Entertainment Distribution Group. That's independent comic distribution. It's changing things. That's right, changing things. I stole that logo. I stole that motto from a friend of mine. It's mine now. It's actually on the boxes. I don't know if you guys seen that. On the Liberty box, it says, "This changes things." Stole that from a friend of mine. He used to say that.
We take care of your books at Liberty. They are ready to go right on the shelf when they're ordered. If you're a retailer, you sign up for for the retailer side. When we ship your books to you, they are bagged and boarded. They're in a box. They're bubble wrapped. Not like those other guys that just toss them in a bin and you end up with half your stuff damaged when you try to put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
You guys did Luke Stone's Hybrids, correct?
Yeah, we distribute Luke Stone's Hybrids. Yeah, it's one of the books that we have.
I print it.
Yep. It's an Arrow book, but yeah, I secured that sweet Arrow bag.
I read it, and then I gifted it to my oldest boy. He's 18. He went to POU, and he got to take it with him.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. And
first gift I gave my kid, where I took it out, read it myself, and then I gave it to him.
Here's a used comic.
Where's the comic where you could have read it?
Our thoughts are with Luke because he's still sick, but hopefully he gets better very soon. Rob, by the way, I want to ask you, your book, is it appropriate for kids?
Yeah, the first book is totally all ages. This one skews a little older, but perfectly appropriate still.
So my 11-year-old.
The violence. There's violence, but it's like gross out sort of violence that you'd see in a Saturday morning cartoon based on zombies.
I may have to get it for the boy.
I found it.
You should definitely get it for the boy. You'd love it.
Yeah, he's a weird kid. I gotta get him off a Dog Man and what's the other one? Captain Underpants and what's the new Super Kitty?
Super Kitty.
Yeah, it's I gotta get him off of those. I mean, I don't mind him looking at that stuff, but I'm like, come on, son, some other comics. I can draw this.
Yeah.
Baby, Super Baby.
There's nudity in my high so Varian, don't let your kids see it.
And he wants to read Robo Crotch next. I'm like, what? No, he wants to read Axe God.
Robo Crotch? What?
Somebody told me about something called Robo Crotch the other day. I'm like, Robo Crotch.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Kind of Robo stories.
That's
what kind of Dog Man books is he reading?
Yeah, like what? If you want to send in a question to get read, you want to make fun of you can do that.
Obviously, a villain in Captain Underpants.
Yeah. Robo Crotch. This is right through the underpants.
That was a cartoon, right? Captain Underpants. That was. I know it was a cartoon.
Series of books. Yeah.
That's a series of books. Yeah. Dan Pilkey.
Probably will be a cartoon soon. Wouldn't surprise.
Is there a movie now? Oh, sorry, he does have a movie. That's right. They did do a movie.
Yeah, because I remember my kids seeing something or watching something, but yeah.
IndieVolt Live at IndieVolt.com is the email. Then they got a series too, by the way. But include IndieVolt Live in the subject, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less so I can put them on one of those cute little cards and we can make fun of them. It'll be great. You'll love it. Right now, 88,106 listening live on Streamer, Alexa, Google Play.
Appreciate each and every one of you.
Yep. Thank you guys for listening. Download it today on Google Play, Alexa. If you have an iPhone, use the TuneIn app or Streamer and join us and talk to us. And we're not on this independent music. There's some talk shows just like this.
Are we still on in China?
No, we have not been on China all day.
Oh, I was going to say they must have pulled the plug.
I'm too feminine.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You're not macho enough.
Yeah, I gotta talk like this. Red meat.
We'll have to do a macho stream.
Yeah. Indie Vote TV on the Roku, and if you like independent movies or independent wrestling, some long form content like these shows. When YouTube says you can't say that on our network, we take it off of there and we put it on our own private Roku station. Download Indie Vote TV today on Roku. Enjoy yourself. It's completely free. And also, you may have noticed if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually
and sadly there were no super chats today. Come on, folks, you're falling behind. Variant's got to pay for that the streaming.
Right.
Broadband. He's got to pay for the broadband, folks. Super chat us.
I had to switch from Coke to Pepsi because of you guys. This is crazy. But
the tragedy of it all.
Yeah, it's so tragic. I will tell you guys this though: if you click on the join link, we want to do at least 2 private members only streams a month. They will be members only, and it will probably be
no holds barred.
Yeah. It'll be stuff said on that. It will probably get us in trouble. But
serious,
after you pay for
drinking stream.
Yeah. You paid for it. We'll be inebriated. We'll say things that shouldn't be said.
You pay for it, so we'll pay for it.
That's right. It's
Hey, my saying for backer shots.
What's the hell is it? Okay.
And remember, whoever signs up first, I said this last week, is going to get a sketch from me.
That's right. Now, Eric, is it any sketch they want? Is there any character they want?
One character, 5x7,
Okay.
easy to mail out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Clean, by the way, clean. He's not doing pornography.
Yeah.
So join up. I'll let Eric know who it is. It's I think it's $5.
Pops is going to donate until you talked about Pepsi.
Yeah. I like Pepsi. I'm a pop fiend.
Speaking of pops, at this point, we should probably run our sponsor.
Okay. Here we go. I'm waiting.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor.
This video is sponsored by Too Hard, the #1 natural erection formula. You can never be too hard.
It's true. So true, by the way.
Is that a real sponsor? Is it a joke?
It is a real sponsor, yeah. And we love them a lot.
Yeah.
And they also have another dietary supplement on their website, if you go there, for ladies, called Too Wet.
Yeah.
You can never be too wet.
I love it.
I love anyone who's going to try to keep the males in the state of erection.
I want to see them make. I want to see them make one for finances, like too broke or too
broke,
paid, like
too rich.
You can never be too broke. Yes, you can.
Too paid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write some stand-up comedy ratchet jokes that come to me later. I have one of my favorite jokes that I've ever written is about products like that, and then there was another one about condoms and something else I can't remember. So I'll try to. I will come up with something later, and I stopped publishing on my webtoons because I gave up. I'm just far too graphic, and I'm done. I'm gonna have to just put them on my own website.
Webtoons is hard to keep up with. I got all these great ideas for my comic, and I'm like, man, that requires effort.
Varian, we are almost in the last days, or we are in the last days of the awards show.
Yeah, we are, and I'm working on it. I got a couple more meetings. I got a meeting coming up Friday with the venue that we have to discuss because there's been some changes since all of a sudden now we got variants. They want to discuss. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. But the Indie Vote Awards, I'm gonna be releasing the nominees list. So you'll know who's been nominated. I'm gonna be doing that probably by Thursday morning. So we'll have the nominee list out Thursday morning.
And the fan poll.
And then the fan poll. The fan poll will be up Thursday morning as well for you to go over there and vote. But it's gonna be a great show. We're looking forward to it. Some very talented people submitted books, and it's gonna be a hell of a show. I can't wait.
Neither. It's gonna be a good time.
We've run out of time. Dory, where can people find you?
Well, Doris Jones Labors of Love is my handle on just about every single solitary social media platform you can possibly think of, except Twitter, because Twitter won't let me have one that long. It's DJ Labors of Love on Twitter. But otherwise, if you put at Doris Jones Labors of Love, pretty much in all of them, even the TikToks, you shouldn't have any problem finding me.
Excellent. Also, I got a Facebook message from a young lady who watches the show. She never comes into the chat, but she thinks that Rob looks a lot like Chad Kroger or Kruger. Is that his name?
I've heard that a lot. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't even
know Jesus as well.
Yeah. She's in love with you now, so I'll just wave at the camera. She's in love.
Hey now.
Rob,
Hey now,
where can you be found? Yeah, so she can stalk you. She's not gonna stalk you, so don't give your personal information out.
What was her first name?
What was that?
What was her first name? Should have Rob
Shannon.
say hello to her. What?
Yeah, say hello, Shannon.
So to who?
Shannon.
Yeah.
Shannon.
Say hello, Shannon.
And Rob, where can you be found? Where can Shannon
find me? You can find me on Twitter at Real Rob Muerto.
Real. I already found Rob.
And in your local dive bar, probably. You know.
I followed everyone else, but I had to go follow Dreaded Dinosaur and Rob Muerto. So you guys will see that I followed you on Twitter while we were.
I'll follow you back.
Well, you should really, because I am followable.
And you got your comic. Also, the excuse me. Oh, sorry, my for some reason I tried to eat a Snickers and that's not happening. And we got your comic in the chat, so people can go over there and they can they can back it. We need them to back it very quickly. Guys, go over there and make sure you check it out.
I got a nice backer from the stream.
Cool.
Yeah, big one.
Tales from the Classroom, the Cthulhu Files, over on Indiegogo. Go check that out from Rob Muerto. Although I'm pretty sure Lola can say that a lot better than I can. And Mr. Dreaded Dinosaur, sir.
I got a backer during your stream as well, by the way.
Did you? Sweet.
Awesome.
Well, hearing Rob name, I'm like, I should go check. I should go check, right, Rob? I'm like, let me go check. And yep. Wow.
I can be found on all those social medias that matter at Dreaded Dinosaur. So that's Instagram, Twitter, the Facebook. You can go to my website, erichodson.com, ERIKHODSON, spelled correctly, unlike that other person that wrote in. And you can buy a couple of prints, help me pay the rent. That'd be super awesome. You'll find me back here again next Tuesday. Join the gang as always. Well, not as always, because I do travel a lot. And in fact, if you're in the Lexington, Kentucky area and you're coming out to the show, Lexington Comic and Toy Fest, I'm going to have 3 booths over there in Artist Alley with my anime, my wrestling, my lovely bride. And come get a sketch, come buy some art, and we'll have a good time.
Excellent.
Cool. Yeah.
Mr. Zim.
Hey, you can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on Twitter under Randy Zim. You can find Arrow Comics 4.0 through a link tree, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. On Facebook, we have 2 pages, one for Arrow Comics 4.0, one for Friends of Arrow Comics 4.0, both of which we'll be making announcements there for upcoming books and titles, the stuff that we have coming out. We got a lot of stuff in the works that we'd love to sell to you. So swing over there and take a look. Plus, then we'll be back tomorrow night, right? Geekgasm? Will there be a Geekgasm tomorrow night?
There will be a Geekgasm tomorrow, and I got Hart Fisher on.
There we go. Tomorrow night, Geekgasm at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, led by Lola, the Indie Princess. Then Thursday morning, Varian and I will be back here for the Breakfast Buzz at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then Saturday afternoon at 2:30, Brandon brings you Pitches Be Crazy, a variety show of everybody. We have a couple people on with campaigns, and they do pitches with unique themes. And it's always a lot of fun. So probably the funniest show that we have on the network. So tune in for that. And then Sunday morning, I also host a program called the Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. on Sunday, Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about the more fun and whimsical side of comics, or at least we try to put the fun back in the funny books. So tune back in then here on Indie Volt, Indie Volt Radio, indievolt.com, YouTube, and Facebook. So swing back then.
Cool. And Miss Indie Princess.
Guys, I am everywhere. So if you want to track me down, go to Linktree Indie_Princess. All my links are there. And I'm bringing back Backer Shots this Saturday.
Oh,
so
cool.
Tune into my YouTube channel and you can watch Backer Shots. Watch me get drunk.
Sweet.
I can be found everywhere.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
KYD_ on KYD_V on Twitter, and Grand on other social network, all the other social networks. Check out lastcallcomics.com, publishing company, ledg.us distribution, and then of course indievolt.com, where Lola's the EIC of that.com site. We're gonna be launching some new stuff. Got the Indie Vote Surge magazine gonna be released soon. It's gonna be pretty cool. I hope you all sign up to get a copy of that. Other than that, listen, you can find me all over the net. Check me out. Listen, I'm about to be on Fan Central, Fansly, Unlocked, MYM, Admire Me, Just for Fans. Anywhere I can get my stuff out there, I don't care. You want me to take my clothes off to make some money? I'll do it. I'm trying to make that. I got to pay the rent. I got a mortgage, damn it. Bills got to be paid.
Artwork and books that you guys have, I always think, maybe I do need that OnlyFans. I don't know. I mean, like, like nothing else makes me think about it like artwork and the comic books I want to follow and back. Like nothing else has made me even think remotely about an OnlyFans. But that
I'll tell you what, a career in art will make you think about it, because you'll be like, man.
You're kidding.
Speaking of careers and artwork, we have a friend who has a question.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
Lola sent me this today, and I think that everybody who's an artist, I think Eric, listen, this is true. Randy, you've seen it. I'm sure you felt this way. We'll leave you guys with this. To be an artist, there's a couple things when you go in the store you need to make sure that you pick up.
Yes, art supplies and pain.
That's right. That's right.
One of my stand-up jokes, the guy dating me says, "Your basket case crazy," and I go, "Listen, I told you I was an artist."
There you go. Yep.
Guys, everyone have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow night 9. We'll be back here Tuesday at 9. Until then, see you guys. Sign up, join the site, join the channel.
Subscribe, smash the like button.
That's right.
Nice to meet everyone.
Make sure you leave this industry in a better shape than what you found it.
That's right.
And buy independent and alternative comics, especially ours.
I'd buy it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Comics are awesome.
That's not how it